So management services organizations, or MSOs, have become a gigantic part of the healthcare industry. They've become extremely popular over the last few years, and they are exactly as they sound. It's a management services organization, or a company that handles all the management for a medical practice or other kind of healthcare entity. Now, usually, not always, but usually these kinds of organizations or companies exist when someone would like to be owner of a medical practice, but can't because of corporate practice and medicine laws usually. So the person gets some kind of profit sharing out of a relationship where they handle all of the management duties, all of the business and administrative side of that practice. And the practice will pay them not as an employee, but a 1099 contractor. They own their own company and handle all of the non-medical side of a practice or other company. Now, the problem is, because MSOs have become so popular and because they're not restricted by corporate practice of medicine laws in each state, states have rushed to pass laws and rules and regulations governing and often very much restricting how MSOs can work, especially how they can be compensated. And each state is different. For example, in California, you can get paid a percentage of what the medical practice is making, but it has to be on the gross. And there has to be a fair market value calculation that can't go above a certain amount. In Massachusetts, you can get paid on a percentage, but there has to be a minimum that you can make and a maximum that you can make, and it has to be written in stone. In places like New York and Washington, you can't have any percentage compensation, so it has to be a flat fee. But there are ways for that fee to increase. They all just have to be done compliantly, legally, and very, very carefully. There's a lot of documentation that goes along with the provider and MSO relationship. You have to, first of all, sign what's called a Management Services Agreement, or MSA. And there are a few other documents too. But these MSAs have to be very specific. They have to contain certain information, and they have to protect the MSO owner, they have to protect the provider, and they have to protect each one against any potential violations of state law. But if they're done right, it's a way for all the parties to make a lot of money, to do very well, and also to serve more effectively the patients.